Okay, that's enough.
Does that stop? Oh, okay, it does.
Does that stop?
Does it stop?
Oh, we get an hour with it.
No, this is the new normal.
Quiet!
Anyway, hi guys.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Trove live
I'm
stream.
always thrown off by the shenanigans in the beginning.
We got new lighting. Everything's really bright in
Oh
here.
my God, it's
like,
bright.
Super bright.
I kind of wish we could show them.
I know.
But we literally have a sun, a sun, a sun, and a sun.
Yeah.
And a sun.
Oh, and a sun, and another sun.
How many?
There's 8 lights.
8 light sources.
8 lights. And no room for us to walk around.
It's great. But now you can see us. I hope you like it.
So today is a lore stream. We're going to be talking about lore. I saw Chrono up there that was like, I hope we get more than just attack or save Geode from shadows. You will get more than that. I guarantee it.
Oh gosh. Sorry, distracted.
Chat is always very distracting.
Oh, goodness.
Oh god.
Should I just jump into it?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I mean, if we want to go to the game, I'm just running around the hub. It's nothing we haven't seen, but I'll try to run to places you're talking about. If you do wind up talking
cool
about
stuff.
it, I'll just run around in general and show off cool stuff.
Sweet. We can go to Game Cam.
Clown Town.
Yeah, great. And
Town.
for those of you who are on PTS, thank you so much for taking the time and testing out the new stuff. So
Yes.
we made a
Yes.
lot of changes and bug fixes.
Yeah, we found some excellent bugs. You found some excellent bugs for us.
Testing proves testing works.
Yeah, and I will say that we appreciate it so much. That's one reason we've kept PTS up longer than usual, is that the feedback has been fantastic. It's been really, really helpful. So thank you guys very, very much for that. So let's get to why Geode. You know, there's actually a lot of lore behind Geode and why you're going to Geode as a Trovian to fight the shadows and save them.
I'm interested. Tell me more.
Would you like to subscribe to my newsletter?
Tell me more.
So we'll go like way, way back in time. So really early on, everyone's familiar with the Sun Goddess, right? Sun Goddess being the primary god in the Trove universe, and sort of her planet is Trove, and that's where everything that Trove players have been playing so far has taken place on that planet. But she has a bunch of other treasures, which are the other planets in the Trove universe, and Geode is one of those. And so way back when Cube Cthulhu started to attack and there was the conflict between the gods and Cube Cthulhu, one of the precautions she took is to hide her treasures from Cube Cthulhu's eyes. And Geode is one of those treasures that she hid away, made it so that he couldn't detect it, didn't know where it was. Then, of course, the Sundering happened, and when the Sundering happened, that meant that her power started to wane. And as part of that, the things that she had hidden away could no longer be protected in the same way, and Cube Cthulhu was able to detect Geode, saw what was there, saw, holy crap, there's all these resources, there's gems, there's all these things, exactly, nom nom nom. All these things that I can use for my side of the battle. And so he sent one of his minions, Undertow, sort of one of his right hand or right tentacle men, I guess would be more accurate, to go get these resources from Geode. And so Undertow starts attacking Geode. The Geodians are basically pacifists. You've seen them around the hub. You've got the boulders, like Ted's showing off right here, and the pebbles, which are sort of the little creatures, and they're pacifists, and Undertow and his shadows drive them back. So I'm going to step back again to talk a little bit about, well, where did the boulders and the pebbles come from?
So first, I see a couple mentions that the game sound is a little louder than you are.
Oh, sorry.
No!
Bam, 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 bam. All right, I can do that from here.
Oh, the power Ted has.
It's already kind
The
of
power!
Also, I think we
Oh yeah, can we switch to game cam, please?
You guys have been staring at our faces the whole time.
That's okay.
Oh, well.
I'll
I've been
put my
dancing
We
with
got the new
Compline.
lights, we got to show them off.
I'm
It's
glad I
really
didn't pick my
important.
nose. Okay.
So, we'll talk about the planet of Geode. And so, as we mentioned, there's the other gods. One of the other gods is the Builder. And Geode is essentially the Builder's playground. It's where he got to mess around with stuff and exert his influence. And so he was on Geode for quite some time, but then he got pulled away to help with another battle against Cube Cthulhu, and he had to leave Geode. And I'm not going to talk about why yet, because that's another sort of secret thing that players may find out about later. But long story short, he had to leave Geode, and so what he did is he left his chisel stuck in the ground of Geode, the big giant chisel, one of his tools, and he left his powers with the ancients that were there, and sort of said, like, ancients, you guys have some of my power, take care of things while I'm gone. Well, he was gone for a really long time. And so the ancients, over time, realized that they weren't powerful enough. They didn't have the same power as the Builder to protect the planet. And they weren't sure what to do without him there guiding them. And so they eventually came to the decision that they were going to sort of implant themselves in the planet and let their strength go into the planet itself, which includes some of the gems that are there. They come from the ancients that are trying to imbue the planet with their power. More time goes by, and that just wasn't enough. Once Undertow attacked, their protection wasn't enough, and the boulders and the pebbles are the descendants of these ancients, where essentially the boulders, the big, powerful, strong ones, have the builder's strength, and the pebbles, the smaller ones, have his sort of ingenuity that he has as a builder. And as pacifists, they go to the safest place they know about, which is the chisel that the builder left in the ground, and they build their sanctuary on this chisel and put a big shield around it. And so the chisel doesn't include, someone was like, it doesn't look like a chisel, all those pods on it. That's what they built on top of it, but the structure that goes down and pierces the earth at the bottom is actually the chisel that the builder left behind. You can kind of see the tip of it there in the ground.
Scarring the earth.
Scarring the earth, exactly. And some of his power is still there, which helps them, that's why it's sort of their last bastion, and they build a shield around it. So in addition to that, there is a small sect of the Geodians called the Sunseekers that do know how to do combat, and there's a Sunseeker to your left. So you can see sort of one of their traditional boulders is that purple one, the pacifist one, and then on the right we've got one of the Sunseeker boulders. And they're a much smaller group of Geodians, but they do know how combat works, and they were able to help sort of rally and save the Geodians and bring them back to the sanctuary, but they're outnumbered. They can't fight back against the onslaught of Undertow and his shadows, and so they have to reach out to the Trovians because they're like, we know some people that know how to fight. They've been destroying shadows for quite some time, sometimes in towers, and so Rowan, who is one of the Sunseekers, travels to Geode, and that's what you've been seeing sort of built up on the atlas is, the Geode planet. His little ship taking off, and he's landed there, and that's when the event's going to start on June 12th, when you're going to help him build the ship that will take all the Trovians to Geode, and the ship's called the Solidarity. And then you'll arrive on Geode, and Geode's a very different place, so you've got to help out the boulders and the pebbles by going down in the caves. You've got to prepare yourself for the fight on the surface, and then as we've talked about, then U10 will come later this year, and you'll actually enter combat against the shadows out on the surface.
And the surface is that thing you can see outside the shield?
Yes, and you can see like some of the ruins that are out there, some of the flora, and you'll be fighting out there, which will be really cool.
And if you fall down by mistake, we have a portal down here.
There's an NPC. Oh, there he is.
Is that the lollipop?
I want to go home.
The poor lost lollipop.
Aww.
Who knows how he got there?
Lollipop.
The lollipop, exactly. There's also a pebble that's a little bit of an Easter egg that's on one of the
really?
pillars. Some of the NPCs talk about him as you walk around.
All right,
so
we'll give that one away.
I'll get into a little bit with the lore, some of the important NPCs. And so Gabbro is right here. He's a pebble that is sort of the companion trainer. He likes to read a lot. He takes that ingenuity to a whole new level. You can even see him. And he blinks. He did a little blink thing. He's got a little crystal on his hat. And so the primary NPCs you'll run into are Gabbro here, who takes care of the companions. There's Lazul, who does Christology, and she is a big, kind boulder.
She's on the other side.
That has a spatula as her weapon. She likes to cook, so that's a good thing.
Under this.
She's down underneath here.
Yeah, I'll go down here.
We'll talk about Thlan in just a second, you pass. So, okay, there's Lazul. I like her spatula.
I like the pony fro.
Yep.
Magical spatula.
She's always crying. She's very sad.
Yeah.
Does Geode have Spatula City, though?
Spatula City!
Spatula City.
10 spatulas. Get the 11th one for just one penny.
See, I want to go to Spatula City now.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So this is Thlan, and she is actually a reformed shadow. She is a shadow, but upon witnessing sort of the plight of the helpless boulders and the pebbles and their non-combat ways, has decided to actually join them, which is a very rare thing. And so she provides an incredible amount of knowledge to the Sunseekers, because she knows how the shadows work and knows a lot about them. And she is in charge of reliquaries on Geode. So when you get those mysterious reliquaries, she can help teach you how to use them. I really like who's next to her. We've got our reliquary merchant, Thundros, with his.
He's so good.
He's got a fanny pack.
He totally looks like Crocodile, didn't he?
He does have a fanny pack.
Well,
that's very important.
Yeah, like a pelvis pack, but okay.
He's really excited about all the people around him.
So he'll sell you some reliquaries because he's gone adventuring and has gathered them, and then he can sell them to you. And then we've got who am I? Oh, Amberine, who's a pebble down at the bottom, and she loves tinkering. She is the one that helps you get your devices and your modules that allow you to go down in the caves. And so she is the person to talk to about sort of all, and you'll see her when the loading screen when you return from the caves. She's there helping you count all the spoils that you got. So she's one of my favorites. But she is actually the one that built the different modules that you take down into the caves and allow for cave exploration. And then last but certainly not least is Rowan. And Rowan he's up in the Bomber Royale section of the hub. He's the one that comes to Trove to recruit the Trovians to come help. And one thing that sometimes people ask is, he looks like a Trovian. So it's like, well, how did this Trovian become part of the Sunseekers? How did he get here in the first place? And it's actually that way, way long ago, the Sun Goddess brought a couple different Trovians to Geode. And he is a descendant of those very first Trovians that arrived. And so you'll notice that he is very similar to the Trovians, but has a substantial number of differences. And so he is a ancestor of the first Trovians that ever went to Geode, and one of the few that is actually still there.
What's that Pebbles lore, huh?
I love this
He's the Bomber Royale merchant. I actually think he has a name that I don't remember that Rowan alludes to. Oh, someone's got to help me out here.
I just want to kick him off.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I can't push him.
You throw.
You want to throw a lava bomb on him?
Yeah.
He's the bomb.
He is the bomb.
He is the bomb.
He sells all kinds of cool stuff too. I mean, he sells a two-headed dragon, so I don't think you want to mess with that guy. Anyone that can sell a two-headed dragon is he's probably able to fend for himself.
New
We got
pinatas.
pinata party going on.
New pinatas.
And pinatas?
Pinata.
So, real quick question. So, someone says in chat, what about having bots in the Battle Royale mode? So, we don't have a bot mode, and there's a couple reasons for that. But one is that when you enter the mode, it just takes the first 20 people and puts them into a match. And so, once you die in Bomber Royale, you can just click play again and enter another match that's waiting to get more people. And so, you'll see people just cycle in super fast. So it's really, really easy to get a game. It's also, a simple enough mode that once you hop in and play for a little bit, you'll understand how it works. And there's definitely a lot of skill involved, but because it's sort of fast and frenetic, everyone has the opportunity to come out on top. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck for that. So, so yeah, Bomber Royale, you just hop in, have fun, play it a ton. So I'll jump into some questions. Some of them sort of segue out of the lore stuff. Was there any lore stuff I missed? I feel like...
It sounded like you covered all the basic NPCs.
I don't know why the anti-grav blocks exist. Someone will have to tell me what the tech is behind those.
Oh, these things?
Has them.
Yeah.
Why are they only found on
answer.
Geode and not on Trove?
Exactly.
Maybe we'll have to bring them back.
We will.
Yeah. I'm sure the clubs will be the first places we see them. I'm guessing.
Exactly.
wrong.
No, you're
Could
right.
be.
Clubs and cornerstones. So,
Yeah.
someone says, "Will there be any giveaways today?" Yes, we'll do some giveaways. Hold on to your bombs.
Maybe we'll do a roll while you answer some questions.
Yeah, we should probably start a roll.
All right.
maybe,
so what are we giving away?
Let's do 6 of the chroma pads. It's the dance pad.
Yeah, do I have one on
That's
my character?
colorful.
Yeah, I
That
do.
one.
Oh, yes,
Right.
you do.
Look at this guy in the boat. That's great.
Boat bed.
Because you don't touch the ground, so of course, you can stay as a boat as long as you don't touch the ground.
Just keep bouncing.
Also, we're not doing carpets for a little bit, and that is because they are going to be a Twitch drop sometime soon in the near future.
Soon TM.
Soonish TM.
6?
6, yeah.
6 chronomatic.
6.
Good lord!
All right, so while we're rolling, I will read. So the first question is from the Rally Killer, and says, "I would really like to hear the story, no details spared, on where Geode came from and how that bubbled up through the theory, ideation, and development process."
Oh man.
No details spared. Okay.
details spared.
It was a bright sunny morning. It
Yeah.
was like 73.8 degrees. It was 6:38 Pacific time.
What was
Sky
the
was like
humidity?
an azure blue. 14.
Okay.
Obviously. There were like 3 clouds in the sky, bone white. Anyway, joking aside, Geode comes from our team's willingness to like and desire to try out new things, to try to give you guys surprises and cool new ways to interact with the Trove universe. And we recognize that, we could just do the same, do another thing, but we wanted to do something really different, really unique, and something that had the potential to be really, really exciting. And while I can't go through everything with no details spared, I can give some interesting examples of how iteration worked along the way. So the sanctuary that we're on right now, very originally, it was planned to have some of the stuff that you see, like more NPCs with more flavor, the shield that's around it, stuff like that. But we thought about it as flat, just sort of like the Trove hub. Okay, we're going to make a hub on Geode. But one of our concept and UI artists, Victor, he did a couple passes at the concept and then was like, I've also got something a little crazy to show. And we're like, oh. And then he showed us the idea with the Builder's Spear, which is the basis for the current sanctuary, which was like, holy cow, we've gone from a flat hub to something with a lot of verticality, a cylindrical shield, a big drop down to the ground. And we realized, we fell in love with it. We thought, oh, this is super cool. Vertical movement is something that's really fun to do in Trove. And we want to introduce you guys to something kind of epic and different when you first arrive on Geode. And so, it was actually a lot of work because of some of the tech limitations that we have to build this thing, but we did it, and we were really excited about it. So it was just something that sort of, as part of the process, changed because someone had a really cool idea and we were really passionate about it, and we took it in another direction. So it's one of the cool parts about working on Trove, is that we have the flexibility and the team gets excited about stuff like that.
Also, those runes on the shield going around the hub mean something.
Yes. I don't know if anyone's translated it.
Not yet. I'm waiting.
I don't know if anyone speaks the language, but we'll see.
Yeah, I was almost going to give a hint, but I'm not going to give any hints.
I was going to say
Oh,
what
they
it was,
figure-
what
they'll
the
figure it out.
placeholder was, but I'm not even
Someone
going to say.
Oh, the
Figure it out.
placeholder, yeah. There's the placeholder text there. It was pretty
It's
funny.
pretty funny.
So the Rally Killer also asked, long term, what would the devs like to do with Geode post U10, so into late 2018 and 2019? And I will say, because this is a lore stream, this is a perfect time for this question, is that Geode's actually a story arc. With the launch of Geode and what you're seeing on PTS right now, you're introduced to the planet, to the inhabitants, you're going down to the caves, and you're building up to go fight on the surface. With U10, you'll venture outside of the shield, you'll start fighting back against the shadows, and then after U10, the plan is to take the fight to the ultimate enemy on Geode and actually conclude that arc. So it's a full story arc that we're doing over multiple releases. Start inside the sanctuary, go outside and fight, and then try to beat the ultimate baddie at the end.
Do we want to read off our winners?
Yeah.
Certainly.
Who wants to go? I guess I will. 6 Mod 9.
Mrs. Mari, 15.
Ocnus 1284.
My aim sucks.
I remember my M6 won last week. Wow, lucky.
Yeah.
The
Your M6, but
LJ.
your luck doesn't. Oh, sorry.
The LJ, sorry.
And Crazy Crit.
Congrats, you guys.
Congratulations.
Enjoy your payout.
You have
Chromatic
won a
pads.
pad.
Can we sound clip that? Just have that every time. Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, I mean, facts are facts. So the next question for the Rally
I
Killer
just don't have a response.
is how far into the future does the developmental roadmap for Trove go, even if it's just ideas on whiteboards and paper? And this is actually kind of surprisingly tricky to answer because we have pretty clear ideas well into next year, and then we have a lot of other ideas that sort of float around after that, but some of them will solidify into things we do, some of them will be things that won't ever see the light of day, and so sort of after getting into a good chunk of next year, we like to see how people are responding to the content we put out, and that influences the new things we do. You know, caves are a good example, which is when Geode releases, we'll see what people love about caves, what they don't love about caves, and then that's going to influence what we end up working on in the future. And that's really important. So, the pretty one asks, can we get all items not in game that give mastery added to Lux? So Luxion is definitely a good way for us to reintroduce old items which have mastery. No guarantees on all, because some things may appear in different ways, but Luxion is going to continue to be a good avenue for that. And they also say Final Fantasy had a very fun rare mob system that players loved. Idea for Trove would be to have a very rare chance to have a rare version of a Shadow Tower boss to spawn. And I'll say it's a cool idea. I'm not going to sign up for it right now, but having rare mobs is a cool idea that we'll discuss. In fact, we have a little version of that that doesn't impact gameplay very much, but when you're down adventuring in the caves, you'll see the critters walking around that you can eventually make your companions, and there is rarity to those, and you can get rare spawns of those that will actually give you more items when you cure their ailments. So, you know, a small version of that is actually in Geode, which is kind of cool.
The spare boots.
Oh yeah, all the modules hanging around here.
I like the detail.
Which is probably important to call out, which is we try to do that in the hub. There's NPCs that give some lore tidbits and talk a little bit. There's some more flavor about, you know, the Path Painter and the rocket boots and, you know, the different modules you're bringing down there. They're around. They hang out in the hub, so you can get the gas module and the Encharge over there as well.
Yeah, they're all down there.
Metagame says, when are we getting the next all bonuses active week? I don't think we've had one since the new daily bonuses were introduced. And that is true. Those are going to be things that we reserve for only really, really special occasions. We don't have planned dates for the next one yet. They will be more rare than they were before.
Although it would have been appropriate for that anniversary that John mentioned. We just found out about this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
I see a question about resource inventory for Geode.
Yes.
We do have that, right? I mean, we have another tab.
Well, so it
Correct?
depends on what they're talking about. There is a Geode inventory. They may be talking about having like a different one for the stuff that you mine, like the resources versus the reliquaries. As of right now, no plan for that. We'll see. We felt in playing that it wasn't really necessary, but we'll keep an eye out for feedback on that. It was a very good question, though. An additional question from Metagame was, what is the effect of double PvP XP week going to have on Bomber Royale mode? It will double the XP.
You just told me that again.
FKY says, had a question. So a couple of people actually had questions about Patron on Geode. Patron basically having no real effect on Geode. And so the honest answer to that is Patron was originally designed as an experience, or to the experience that we have on the Trove planet, and it didn't really fit with the experience that we're making on Geode. And rather than sort of shoehorning it in, we've kept it clear that what Patron does and does not affect, and we'll be evaluating ways to extend it to Geode in a way that actually makes sense, benefits players, and is understandable, clear and understandable. So that's really important. And I know Patron, you know, you're like, well, why do I want Patron found on Geode? We've made it clear that, yeah, it doesn't affect stuff on Geode right now. So if you're doing a lot of Trove stuff, there's a lot of value there and less so on Geode. But we will be looking at that in the future. FKY also asks, will the Panda, Centaur, Llama, Shmeep, and Griffin be unlocked via the Super Mount stash? That's pretty unlikely. Had to answer the question, but probably not. And then any new items to be added in the store to be able to buy for cubics in the future. And again, never say never, but no plans right now to do that. So
What is that?
I think that might be a club party portal.
Huh.
yeah,
Is that where they show
no
up?
fun.
No means no fun. Do I want to go there? I don't know.
now they're putting their.
No, we're not going there.
It's a trap.
All the memes, all the fun. That's what we want.
It's actually true. Why would you go to?
I don't know. It sounds like no fun.
That sounds
It says it right in the title.
at all.
They're going to get their PR department right on that.
I like how everyone wants to move Gem Day to different days. Monday,
Or
best
Saturday.
day.
Whatever
weekend.
days. Yeah. Hey, look, here I am.
Best TA Friday.
Whoa!
my.
With 3 E's!
How'd that happen?
What?
There's a lot of E's in that name.
He's 1 E better than you.
Dope sheet.
Or Dopes Eat!
Dope's heat.
Dopes Eat! Do we want to do fan art?
Yeah, let's do some fan art.
Let's do that.
Do Pesheet. Sorry.
The what?
He's still going with the name.
I'm just still doing it.
All right.
Let there be fan art.
Let me know when it's up because I can't tell.
Now.
Okay, it's up.
Oh,
I love this
All
one.
right, this one is by the player named Haha28. It's a representation of the Fey Forest biome in Trove.
Nice.
I really like this one.
Yeah.
You make cool coasters with that.
Yeah.
This one is by Arison. It's called Duality. It's Dark and Wild Fey Queen.
Mm.
This is by Mocha Mint.
That's
called
cute.
Stakeout.
Colors.
Yeah.
It's a dino tamer in the jungle, and
style.
it did say, "Is that a baby dino?" This is by CDM135. It's called Morning Meal Mantis, and it's based off the pancake manta ray.
It's so good. It's
I love
really
his art. It's like super derpy
Butter on
and
top
funny.
of the mantis. Colored pencils.
This is by Mousehead, and it's a parody, and I'm going to say this wrong, of Neko Atsumi.
Atsume.
Let's see.
So you can see each cat is a different class. It's kind
Go
of cute.
figure. You would know a cat related.
I really
I
like
know,
it.
right?
That's cute.
This is by Kaz_18. It's Lunar Lancer's Adventure, and it says, in the description, it says, "It looks like something awful might just happen in the future."
Ooh.
This is by Sub. It's No Peak Sentinel, and it's a Rev costume.
Cute. Yeah.
And he must have died because he has
It's
his little
toasty.
friend next to
I
him.
like the little tassels too.
And this is the next one is Mr. Whoever, and this is actually a representation of a lot of our fan artists, and these are their characters.
Oh,
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. So,
10 for the price of one.
totally.
great.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Cute.
Awesome, guys.
Is that,
Yeah,
the, is
thank
that the
you.
Trovosaurus dino in the back?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Good job, you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Should I keep doing questions?
Sure. Let's give away 2 hyper pins while you do that.
Oh, please.
Let's
Ooh,
do
hyper
more
pins.
than 2.
Want to do 4?
4.
Okay, let's do 4.
Four
The
hyper
Ted
pins.
has spoken. The dopes.
Oops. I'll get a hyper pin.
I'm gonna be calling you that all day.
Oh, you're gonna show it off?
Yeah, that's what we're giving off
Yeah.
now.
The dopa sheet.
I don't think it has enough sparklies.
And it shoots little pinata balls.
Clearly
too.
not enough.
Bam!
It's a party.
It's a party in out.
People are throwing pinatas.
How do you get to the party? On that map.
Cannot run past pinatas without hitting them.
Get off them!
Oh my
That is a
gosh.
lot.
There's a lot of
He's
pinatas.
strutting and
Pinata
punching.
test server. Here we
Good
go.
old crystal pins.
Pinata test server.
That actually is fairly accurate.
Yeah.
Pinata test server.
Pinata test.
It's so
yeah.
true.
All right, real quick. So, question: Sugar High says, "Can patrons get 2 lustrous boxes dropping at a time?" So the amount of time it takes to get lustrous gem boxes is something we've been monitoring. We're unlikely to make it 2, but could potentially make them drop faster for patrons. So, definitely a good question. I'm Guck. Says, will the new gems you mentioned dropping in U10 replace our stellar water, air, fire gems that we currently have? No, they will not replace them. We recognize the hard work that people have put in for their existing gems. We're not going to just pull the rug out from under those. We're going to make some adjustments to class gems, and we'll have new gems that complement what players already have, but it's not going to be a big replacement or anything like that. So do not fret.
They're all health regen, guys.
Someone's going to clip that one. We're in trouble.
Oh, I like the name of the first
Yeah,
winner.
I was just gonna say we should read them off.
After you?
You.
Okay.
Because you like it.
The first winner, Daughter of the Waffle.
Yeah, it's amazing. Ted?
All right, sure.
Do it.
Bog floored. That's a great
Ace,
name too.
Ace Master X27.
Will P 110.
It's like Will P for money.
So I'm having trouble knowing. I'm really hungry right now. These are the real names,
happens.
or if like I'm hallucinating,
Right.
And I'm like Daughter of the Waffle. We've got breakfast fan art with eggs and pancake mantis.
I honestly have a hard time reading it with all the lights. I'm seeing like
I know,
I'm
these lights
seeing
are-
like blue outlines around the like black text.
You guys have to understand how bright it is in here. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a tan after this.
Yeah.
Seriously. Look, I'm already peeling. I really am.
Well, yes.
The lights, they burn.
Look at those trees back there. I never noticed those. That's cool.
So we've got, Imguk also asked, will Geode be a prerequisite for U10? So participating in Geode will likely give a leg up for U10, but won't be a strict requirement. So, you know, once U10 comes out, you can hop right in and start doing U10 stuff. When it comes to costumes, I love to match with my mounts. Is there any way we could get a costume dye? Not on the roadmap. Currently, a dyeing system, so I'm a big fan of dyeing systems, but with our variety and breadth of content, that would be a pretty huge undertaking, and we'd rather focus on some other stuff.
Is that a Pinata King?
Yes.
A what now?
What?
Well, it's this Revenant who's
okay.
Spirit Tank who's running around. This is Revenant. Gathering them all.
I forget that I have
You can't see him in there though. It's great.
So, really important question. Someone says, when does this update drop? June 26th.
26th.
Woo!
26th.
Wow.
This
so
drops.
soon.
So.
So that's just.
You've announced that, right?
Yes.
I was pretty sure, but then I realized, like,
So that's
We
18
did
days
now.
from now?
yeah.
2 weeks,
Is
4
that
days.
what day is it? It's coming up soon.
It's the 8th.
It's Friday.
Jason knows what day it is today.
It's Jason's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
By the way, let's put you on the spot.
Yeah, I didn't mean to call you out on it.
You are so hot.
There you go.
Oh goodness.
But yeah, so less than 3 weeks. More than 2.
Yeah, that's way too soon.
Well, thank you.
It's way soon.
I'm excited.
We've got any plans to add new bosses with or soon after U10? So as you may have guessed from some of the answers above, there certainly will be building towards some new bosses.
Mm-hmm.
What reworks are coming to regular Trove combat with U10 update? By the way, man, a lot of people asking about U10.
Yeah.
U10, which makes sense. So it's a good question. We're going to wait until we're closer to U10 to discuss this in detail, but we'll be continuing to revamp and improve the individual classes for sure. And I talk about this. There was another question further down that you asked. Oh, it says, will U10 be just like U9 but with different biomes and tougher enemies, or will there be more to do in it other than farming dungeons? And so one focus for us is adjusting and making improvements to the objectives there, like the objectives in dungeons and stuff
Right.
like that. We're not going to change the core of combat that players are familiar with, but we will be looking into ways to change what you're trying to accomplish with that core
That's some
combat.
variety in
With different objectives.
Sorry.
Was
Not
that half
sorry.
a Thumper that I saw you?
I think it was just a prop thumper that's in the
Oh.
that's down in
okay.
here. You know, like all the tools are represented
Yeah,
down
okay.
here.
Oh yeah,
trying to
over
find it.
there.
Oh,
I thought
here it
somebody
is.
taken half of
This
one
thing.
apart.
It was on the shelf.
Oh,
but it's,
the one I'm standing on right there.
Oh, you're on
thumper. Yeah.
Like
Oh
that's
yeah,
part
yeah.
of the
There's a
thumper.
part of the
Oh,
thumper. Yeah.
It's the thump without the purr.
No, this is the thump without the thumper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's the full one.
Oh, right, that is the
With the
full one,
legs
isn't it?
and everything.
Can't
yeah.
really see through the VFX here.
That's a thumper stuck in action.
So does that mean you can put
broken.
different
Fixed.
parts on the Thumper?
You can upgrade it. You can't put different parts on it, but you can upgrade
So
it.
you can't put the butter churn part on it to make the cave cheese.
Yeah, Jason has been wanting. We have cave milk, and
You know what I just realized?
We have cave
everyone's
curds.
like, "Where's the cave cheese?"
We have the dreadnought mount and we have a thumper mod.
We do.
Oh my.
I mean, who doesn't want to ride around on a thumper?
Thumper now.
That'd be so cool.
We
And
should
the
pretty cool.
dance
do
with
that.
thump.
Totally do
Maybe
that.
maybe for
The pose with thump.
Yeah.
it's not a Geode, but for the next release, let's look into that.
Yeah.
Who wants a thumper mount? Cave milk makes you bolder. So it says this is a stream for lore, right? Yes. So
Yes.
we did a whole bunch of lore info at the beginning of the stream. So if you missed that, I suggest just checking out the VOD afterwards. You can just go to the Drown World's Twitch site and go to the videos, and we post all the old ones. So probably the first half of the stream or so was all about lore. So definitely go check that out.
You want to give away
Yes.
some more things?
Yeah, we can give away 5
Sorry,
of
James. Be
my
quiet. We're gonna give away
allies.
things.
We can give away 5 of these little guys. This little otter that's
Okay.
walking around.
Oh my
following me.
god!
So this is Ted's dead
Yeah,
ally.
it's my
Oh,
dead
he's
ally.
Little otter.
What's the name of that otter?
His name is Euler.
Euler the otter.
So
Yeah, we'll give away
cute.
5 of them.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love how he hops.
Yeah, the dance is great. Robin did the dance.
Oh, it's the squirrel dance.
That's how otters dance.
Oh my god.
And he's your dev ally?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm so jealous. I haven't seen him before.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cute little hoppy thing. Yeah.
Oh, and you spell. Oh, that's how you
That's
spell
how you
Euler.
spell Euler,
Yes,
yeah.
now you- of
Yeah.
course.
Also, it's yes.
Of course.
Yes, now you get it.
Nerd
Yes.
alert.
Nerd.
Animators deal with that a lot.
Gimbal.
Gimbal
usually.
lock happens, and we turn to Euler to help
Someone
us.
says, "Do all allies dance with you?" Yeah.
Yeah, all allies.
Oh,
even the new
I've never
companions.
danced with my ally.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Are you serious?
All the time.
Where have you
all
been?
of them.
All of them have dances.
I've been in the code.
Well, you could tell in the code, couldn't you? To play dance on ally if dance exists. I'm an engineer.
That was one when I first joined the Trove team. That was one thing. It was like when we make new anything, it has to have like the basic animations, the walk, the run, and everything has a dance.
Everything
I was
must
like,
dance.
oh my god, everything has a dance.
I remember when we
Pretty
first
much.
introduced dances. That was my first live stream,
Oh yeah.
and I had to dance with it on the stream with a
I
unicorn
wonder if
hat.
it's like archived or anything.
It's not.
Just noticing these.
All right, so winners.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey.
Oh yeah.
Ted has to read.
Night
it.
Griffin _
You have to read them all.
Oh, okay.
It's your ally.
Lennon Tuffy? Lennon Tuffy? Lennon Tuffy?
I just like.
Webster D. Twert. Great. All of these I approve all of these names. Inexu and Mew Mew Katarin. Congratulations.
Wow, I would have butchered that last one.
Oh.
I was like, Mimikotarin?
Congratulations on your otters, your little baby otters.
You
This
ought to
is
be
kinda-
happy. Oh yeah. How's it go?
What?
Yo.
can't remember
You get all
See
the...
that for the
It's
rest of the
National
stream.
Best Friends Day, by the way.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we've been doing this laugh since 2008. Yo.
Now I'm certain that I haven't eaten enough.
It's also apparently the anniversary of Martha and Thomas Wayne's death.
Whoa.
I just found out.
I don't
Whoa.
even know what that.
Just found that on your
Bruce Wayne's
birthday.
parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
As
they're
you would say,
shot-
nerd alert.
Nerd. Yes. Oh my god. The light's bringing out the nerd in us.
Yeah.
I have an ally I could give away. I'm gonna do 3 because we're gonna probably keep community a little too busy today.
So they actually have a new tool. So
Oh, they do? Okay, I'm doing 5.
Wow.
They copy and paste it. It works.
Oh, it is a
You just said 9,000.
Can you
Twixler
equip
ally.
her?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Twixer ally is. Do you know the name?
flying toaster. Just look up toaster.
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 No, not a mount. That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah, this is like After Dark, right?
Yes.
No,
he
it's
gives the
not.
reference.
Oh my god.
Well,
Yes.
no one. I don't know who owns After Dark anymore. I don't think we have to worry.
I'm not saying it's the same thing.
I
I'm saying
used
it's
to work with the guy who made that.
Seriously?
art. Yeah.
That's
I need to
amazing.
get out of the way of this.
Then you should
The original
Smell
one,
here.
and then it was stolen by the people who did the screensaver.
Yeah,
But he
yeah,
did
yeah.
the original art for the album.
Now it's stolen again.
That's stolen
Yeah.
by us.
Well, I'm sure he's.
I love that dangling cord.
Yeah.
Dance.
Dance.
Yeah!
Nice.
Robin's like, you know it.
Oh, that's
That is really cute.
I used to
Oh,
watch
he found me. Hello.
Nugatti.
Yeah, I can't even know how to spell that. Kolo
Nugatti.
Hanugatti.
Oh, boy.
It's like one of Zithwan's names.
Alright, I'll start reading them.
Mm.
Toaster allies. There's 5 of them. One goes to Jedi Mirtrix 808.
You got harder names.
Well, they've been applying
Jedi
the
mind
Jedi mind
tricks.
tricks to it.
I wasn't sure.
This is not the streamer you're aware of.
Oh my god! Alright, next one is Helio Strain. Shut up, you guys. Rowan 909, Lala S Revenge, and Mona X Mixie. Please tell me that doesn't mean something.
Yeah, no, that one.
I am the worst at names. That really was a Jedi mind trick. I couldn't understand.
Oh, these little launch shuttles.
Yeah.
These come down from the Solidarity, and this is what actually brings you into Geo. Solidarity's up in orbit right now.
nice.
Isn't Kevin in one of these?
Well,
Like a little
maybe,
stowaway?
Maybe. Oh, someone's saying something out here.
Ooh. What?
What?
That's
Oh,
Kevin!
there's Kevin! I didn't want to show it off, but okay.
Too late.
No!
okay.
He's like the bug on the
Oh, I like
windshield
this.
that stayed on.
I
So
didn't notice this. This is like
Little
from
command
Trove
console.
to Geode, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's got a
It's
lot
for
of
all the
monitors.
people in the pressed white shirts with the ties,
Mm-hmm.
looking very serious. Have no fun. Beep. be.
Is there a bathroom on that shuttle?
Oh gosh,
I mean, that's important.
that is important.
That's why they're all dancing when they come out.
It's all stored in these containers.
Lordy
Maybe
pants.
there's
Like, that's what the door's for.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess not.
So, okay, so as an engineer, I'm now curious. Does that mean all of our monsters and NPCs also have dances? Or just the companions?
Some do.
Yeah, some of
Oh
them
my.
do, but typically only the ones that you can control or have companions.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yes.
Like, so when we mimic the bosses, so I made a couple animations.
Shall we do that?
So, for example, if you were to do mimic evil.
Oh, you want to do the evil version? Okay.
Wait, is it NPC?
Yeah, it is.
And
It's
try
like
T-Rex_dev.
Oh my. Oh,
Oh,
boy.
wait. Oops. I messed up there. Oh, hang on a second.
Mimic evil.
Mimic evil space NPC.
Hmm.
Oh, no, not. You don't need a slash. NPC. And then try
Yeah.
T-Rex_dev.
Uh-huh.
See if that works.
Right.
Right. And,
Does this have a dance?
Yes.
Wait, okay, let me get the camera away from it.
and also, if you attack, it does like a.
Hi, everybody.
I don't know. What do you call that? A cat slap?
This should hurt anyone who's standing underneath me. You know,
So try
it's
doing
not
like
so-
an ability, like
All right.
like.
Although if I do, like, I have to do it from this.
Oh, you can't see
maybe,
it.
Maybe I can't see it.
Don't kill him.
Don't kill me. Ah!
So the answer
That's
is
so good.
a few of them have one-offs.
I'm gonna take this elevator shaft down here. Wait, can I fit?
Oh, like Daughter of
You
the
gotta go to
Moon.
the down part.
I know I'm doing the down part. Hang
Daughter
on
of
a
the Moon
second.
has. You can't even see anything
can't
through.
see
Your
myself.
butt's too big. You should slash God and go run around the biome.
I know I should. Go to the
Wow,
bottom.
you're
end.
just
I know.
Robin comes back and it's like,
Wait,
here we
did you
go.
say go outside the shield?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can't
did.
even. My head goes through the
Ah!
ceiling here. I love this attack. Attack the pinatas.
It's kind of like how I eat nerds. I get the whole box. I'm like, ah! Yeah, so Daughter of the Moon, it does have a dance, although I'd never checked it in, and it also has a dab.
Nice.
And one day, Daughter of the Moon will ride the pinata god.
One day.
One day.
Wow.
Gonna
That's
happen.
actually, I really do like that idea. Let's make that happen.
How amazing would that be?
That'd be pretty good. She like enters the arena on the back of that, and then you have to fight both of them. Oh boy. All right. Well, it is. Do we want to give anything else away? We gave a lot of things.
We
away.
gave
I think
a
that
lot.
might be a good amount. Yeah.
How about that? Let's give 3 more things
20
away.
more.
I got a couple more
23.
questions to finish.
All right. 3 more things.
3 more things.
I don't know what the thing is.
Oh, but what's the thing?
Yeah, let's do 3 Griffin talismans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we like
there
those.
we go.
3 Griffin talismans.
What's the Griffin
A
Talisman?
Griffin's
look like?
talisman
It is,
an-
well, it's actually used to make any of the Griffins.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it won't necessarily give you a
expecting
straight up Griffin, but it will allow you. It's an item that normally drops and it's very rare, but you can use that item with some other resources and craft whatever Griffin you want. So, and it is a rare thing, so it's
Yeah.
cool to win.
Drumsticks is one of them.
Drumsticks. Paul Esteban.
Paul Esteban McClaw is my favorite.
You guys, I have. I'll wear it next time. I have a Paul Esteban McClaw face. It's on my desk.
All right,
Forgot
next
it.
time.
Next time.
There's Paul Esteban McClaw.
Nice.
And then we got Falmanar. It's pretty. I
Falmanar.
like those colors. And Frostgale the Fierce.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna answer questions real fast.
All right.
We're almost done. Holy Alexander Noel says, when can we expect to get a fix for the weekly class contest so that not the same people can automatically claim the top 2 prizes? Very fair thing to ask. I don't have an answer to that yet, but I can assure you that we will discuss how to solve it. It's something that we've noticed, and it does kind of suck. So we'll find a way to fix that. Oh boy, this name. Farini asks, how is Bound Brilliance going to work after Radiant Dayspring is gone? We realized that Radiant Dayspring was a source of Bound Brilliance for some players, so we'll keep an eye on it. There's also a tome for generating Bound Brilliance, so we'll monitor that and adjust if needed. And then also asks, after the update on 2 to 3 times Moon Souls on Monday, the Empowered Gem Tome that gives 1 Empowered Gem Box and then sleeps for a week is kind of meaningless. Any plans on buffing it? We didn't have plans, but now that you've asked, I'll bring it up with the designers. So, hooray!
Hey, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. Funny
Do
you
you
should
want
mention
waffles?
There's
We're all hungry here.
Waffles kind of sound good.
Yeah.
Because each little crevice is like a little
Container for butter.
butter
And syrup.
and syrup.
And whatever
Yeah.
Sugar craters.
Look at all these people saying spaghetti. What is...
Spaghetti.
else. Because we're hungry.
Yeah. On the other hand, you can put spaghetti on top of waffles.
Look at...
Oh, what is elf?
What?
Is it with
What?
Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell?
Oh,
He
yeah,
eats
yeah.
the
Okay,
spaghetti
well,
with the maple syrup. It's actually pretty good. I tried it.
I'll allow it. All right, so the winners for the Griffin Talisman. The food trend continues with the ramen cup Mew.
Tour? Tour?
Tour.
You tour,
You tour. Oh, could be.
maybe.
And Viscosity 0. Congratulations on your
Congrats, you
talismans. That's probably good.
Viscosity 0 gliding on into victory.
That's right. I was like, I was going to go with the syrup thing. Syrup does not have viscosity 0.
No.
None
It's a
of
little
that.
higher than that.
Oh my god, I'm so hungry.
I know.
Well, we should probably call it then.
All right, let's call it.
Spaghetti with chili, though. That's good.
Ooh, that is
my
really
God,
good.
that's
Oh, it is
why.
good. Yes.
With chili?
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds good.
Yes.
Yes, it's really good.
It's like a spicy
I'm
bolognese,
on
right?
board with that.
Basically.
Yeah.
With beans.
I worked on the East Coast for 2 years, and they taught me about that.
Oh, everyone on the East Coast knows about spaghetti.
The
and
chili mac.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
We had whoopie pies, moon pies, and sloppy joes were really.
Mm.
Or is it moon pies? I don't know.
Moon pies? Oh, yeah. Moon
Yeah.
pies are good.
Do we wait bye-bye?
We should wait. Well, so first of
fuck.
all, thanks everyone for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
PTS is still open, so if you haven't checked out Geode and want to check it out,
What a
feel free
polite
to
gentleman you are.
hop onto PTS and check it out.
And next Tuesday on live, Rowan is going to be visiting Trove. So
Exactly, June
everyone
12th.
log in and check that out. It's the
Yep.
start of the event.
All kinds of cool stuff. If you missed the lore stuff, check out the VOD, the video afterwards. Went through a lot of lore stuff. And if you have other questions, feel free to ask those on the forums. We'll try to answer them. So,
If you're on PTS, make sure to practice your Bomber Royale because when that goes live, I'm playing.
yeah. We're
So
gonna
get
wreck,
good.
We're going to wreck fools, just so you know.
And by that means we're probably gonna die a lot.
I didn't say that we
ourselves.
weren't the fools getting
Yeah,
wrecked.
exactly.
True. Oh,
Just
okay.
fools, we are going to
Fools will
wreck
be wrecked.
fools. It might be ourselves.
There will be fools. They will be wrecked. We could be them.
That's so logical. All right.
All right,
cool.
everybody.
Have a good
Bye.
Friday. See you next week.
Bye-bye.